see. I'm glad you were able to do this. I guess just tell me what it's like finally getting back to be out there, practicing again, and more importantly, what has this summer been like for you in terms of the progress you've made, where you see yourself at now? Because Tom has talked to us about feeling confident that you've taken a big step this offseason and being able to take a bigger role this year.
Yeah, like you said, it's been awesome to be back out on the court with our guys. Finally getting to play up and down, play as a full team, have our whole group in here. It's been special, being here even in the summer. Having Zoom calls with our team just to stay connected and things like that. To now everyone being back on campus and being full go, like you said. And then, for me, I think over the summer, it was a really big emphasis on continuing to improve my leadership ability, being that vocal voice out on the court, being someone that the guys can look to for advice either on the court, off the court, whatever that may be. And then for me, just continuing to build that confidence, to build that drive to go out there and play like the player I know I can be and that I will be.
Has it been, do you feel more comfortable now at this point? Was that a little bit of the first couple of years? Because you didn't get a ton of playing time. So was it just tough finding that comfort level that you're used to?
Yeah, I'd say there was definitely their ups and downs. I think as a shooter, it's really important to be out there and get, kind of feel for the game, not necessarily ease yourself into the game, but at the same time, shooting a shot on your first possession down is a little bit different than your third and fourth up and down. So I'm really looking forward to going out there and playing as that confident shooter and playing as that, playmaker and just doing whatever I can to help my team.
Go to Chris Loyer next, followed by Kyle Austin.
See you, Foster. I guess kind of walk us through the day that you learned you were going to be a captain, and did you have any idea that it would come, and what was the emotion and moment like when you heard you were?
Yeah, so we did a vote as a team where we wanted to select guys, and the main emphasis was someone that's going to be dependable, someone that or multiple guys, but we wanted our captains to be vocal leaders, to be charismatic, and just to go out there and bring it each and every day at practice. And I think the three guys that we chose, I think are going to do a great job bringing it each and every day and leading this team. But the day that I learned that I would be a captain, I think he announced it kind of at the end of practice. We had already known Josh. Josh was the first captain we had selected. As he's been through the trials and tribulations. He's done such a great job here throughout his whole career, and we're really lucky to have him back full go. And so that day that I learned, was kind of at the end of practice, and he brought everyone in, and there was a lot of smiles, a lot of congratulations. But at the end of the day, it was about bringing it that next day and continue starting to be the leader of that team.
As a follow, so much has been talked about in the last year about what you meant in terms of the leadership ability with Cassius going through his situation last year. I guess how was that symbiotic the other way as well, with him kind of bringing you along as a captain?
Yeah, I've had the privilege for 2 years now to be Cassius's roommate on the road, and all the traveling that we do and all the time that we've been able to spend together. We've become best friends from that standpoint. So it was a blessing to be able to learn from him each and every day at practice, as a player, as a leader, as a person, and then in the unfortunate circumstance that his family went through last year, the tragedy that our team kind of had to help him through. It was just important to be there for him on and off the court. There was going to be days where I had to help him out and pick up a couple extra reps in practice. There was days where he might not have fully had it, that I had to be that voice in his head, kind of just reminding him to keep pushing and things like that. So I think we did a great job of kind of helping each other and just being there for each other every day.
Go to Kyle Austin with Brendan Quinn on deck.
Hey, Foster. You talked about having the confidence on the offensive end. I want to ask a little bit about the defensive end, and what do you feel like you need to do to take the steps you want to on that side of the court this season?
Yeah, a big emphasis for me this year was just was really that work in the weight room. I wanted to get my weight to a point where I felt a little bit quicker while still maintaining my strength and building my strength. I feel like I've done that, and I think the biggest thing for me is to just go out there and even on the defensive end, to be confident, to be physical, and just to really establish my game early and build on it from there.
Brendan?
Hey, Foster. Obviously, you know the nature of college basketball, and when guys don't get the playing time that they want in their early years, guys look at other options and things like that. And I just kind of wonder, you have the second half of your college career ahead of you, so coming out of last year, I just kind of wonder what was going around your head in terms of your future, and I'm sure you weren't blind to the speculation that was out there. So just can you kind of address what you were thinking last spring and into the summer?
Yeah, for me, my mindset never wavered. It never went to try to put the blame on someone else. For me, it's about owning the position that I've been in, that I've put myself in, and then trying to improve that. And I think I've done a dang good job of that. I think each and every day you just gotta have the mindset of continuing to get better, continuing to learn. That's not something that I look back on and I regret. That's not something I look back on and I'm mad at anyone but myself. I think it's up to me to own that and just build going forward.
So, can you kind of talk about your, or I guess explain how your mindset would shift from the end of your high school career, right, Mr. Basketball, all this, to maybe reimagining yourself as a basketball player and what your role would be in a situation like this? Was that hard in hindsight, and what's that kind of been like?
Yeah, I think anytime you go from being the best player on your team, where you're gonna be the guy getting the most shots, the most looks, you're gonna be the guy with the ball in your hands the whole time, to a situation where I was an All-American's backup. And don't get me wrong, it wasn't the playing time I always hoped for. It wasn't anything like that. But at the same time, I think it's just having that mindset of just because I'm not getting the most shots doesn't mean I can't go out there and impact the game. Doesn't mean that I can't help our team win. And I think going forward, it's really I'm still not going to be that ball dominant point guard. I'm not going to be Cassius. But at the same time, just going out there and being a ball mover, helping my teammates get better. And I'll keep reiterating, doing whatever I can to help our team win, because that's the ultimate goal.
Next guy, Alex from Focal Point.
Say that again?
Yeah,
Oh.
so I have to ask, I've been keeping up with John Rothstein on Twitter, and he did mention that the current target date for your guys' first game invitational in Orlando. Can you give me any update on if you guys might know what your first game is going to look like?
That is something I'm not positive of. I think we're looking forward to playing Duke in the Champions Classic. That's something that we're very excited for. I don't know if that's still the plan to be our first game or whatnot, but so I don't have a specific answer for you there.
Next up, Audrey Dahlgren, and then we may have time for one or two more after that.
Hey, Foster.
How we doing?
Thanks for doing this. I want to ask you a little bit about your relationship with Coach Izzo and how it has blossomed over your time at Michigan State. Maybe how has it grown even too since the summer now, in a sense of him appreciating kind of what you bring to the table and what you have to offer for Michigan State basketball?
Yeah, I think it's been a relationship that, like I said, has its up and downs. But at the same time, I think what it comes down to is trust in one another. I think there was a point sometime early in my sophomore year where I really had to bear down and think about, I got to start spending more time building that relationship, building that trust. And I think going through this summer, going through this early fall, being selected captain, things like that, I think I've made the right steps to build that trust, to be that vocal point out there on the court, and just I think it comes with every day, being dependable, being accountable each and every day to hold yourself to that standard. He talks a lot about self-evaluating, and that's something I think everyone can improve on, but that's something I've really been working on through this summer and this fall. And it's been great to build the relationship that we do have, and looking forward to continuing that.
Thank you.
We'll go back to Brendan Quinn.
kind of force maybe Tom Sand to play Rocket at the 2 a little bit?
I don't know if it's anything like that. I think naturally, me and him are both very competitive people. So each and every day, whether we're on the same team or the opposite teams, I think everyone's going out there. You're trying to win your scrimmage. You're trying to win your defensive drill, whatever it may be. And I think for both Rocket and I, the biggest thing is learning how to get our other teammates involved, how to get our other teammates open shots. I think the look of me at point guard and Rocket at the 2 helps us both out. Whoever grabs the ball can bring it up the court. The other one run the lane. I think that offers us a lot of shooting and a lot of playmaking on the court. So for us, it's going to be competitive each and every day. There's no denying that. But at the same point, we're going to do whatever we think is going to help our team be the most successful.
Thanks, man.
Then last 2 for Foster will be from Matt Charbonneau, followed by Stephen Brooks.
Yeah, also related to that schedule a little bit, most years you know that schedule the second you walk in the gym. And not that you spend the whole time preparing on those first couple opponents, but is it a little weird not really knowing when you're going to start, where you're going to start, who it's going to be against as you guys kind of get going these first few weeks?
Yeah, I think this whole thing's been kind of weird. And I'm sure you guys can appreciate that. I mean, I'm looking at you guys through a Zoom call. So just for us, I think it comes down to trying to prepare to make ourselves the best team that we can be. I think we've had a lot of focus on being dependable on and off the court, especially with the pandemic that's going on and whatnot. The off the court stuff matters just as much. We're seeing football players around the country test positive and they're out for 21 days in the Big Ten at least. So for us, it's a matter of holding each other accountable. It's a matter of having each other's back on and off the court, and just really doing everything we can as a team to stay together, and not so much focus on who we're playing, but focus on us as a team.
Stephen Brooks.
Hey, Foster, I appreciate you doing this, man. I just wanted to ask you to sort of clarify. I mean, did you ever have any thoughts about transferring at the end of last year, or what were those conversations like? I think that's something Tom had mentioned when we spoke with him, that whether he brought it up or you brought it up, it was at least part of a discussion. Could you address that part of it, whether that was ever any part of your thought process?
For me that wasn't. You can speculate whatever. You can read Twitter. I choose not to. For us, it's about going into this season and building and looking to go win a championship. I came to Michigan State because I wanted to win. I wanted to be a part of a great program. And this year I'm really looking forward to taking that step of not only just being a part of it, but being an instrumental part.
Thank you.
Foster, thank you. Appreciate you coming down.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.